It appears that online check-in will now be required for future Walt Disney World Resort room reservations following COVID-19. So this is something that hasn't officially been confirmed by the company. It looks like something they're experimenting with on their app, as well as different reservation platforms within their website. And it used to just be that you could choose this as an option, ahead of time, ahead of your resort visit. You could choose checking in online and sort of bypassing everything in terms of a front desk experience and having to go through the rigmarole that you're used to doing when you go to a resort hotel. But this is something that I think as we started to notice more and more within the app and on the website, where they're kind of experimenting with people that have trips coming up in like June, July, they're seeing that that's mandatory, at least on screens right now. And again, perhaps they're testing it. But knowing that, you're going to now be sort of expedited from checking in at a front desk to checking in online, this just goes into that realm of like more and more of the Disney experience is being digitized. And I get it, it's for health and safety matters. I understand why they're doing it. But Tyler, is this a good change for Disney, knowing that their personal touch of Disney cast members to start the process of a trip is now being taken away even further? I mean, when you go to those front desks at the Disney World resorts, those desks are huge anyway. I mean, you're already several feet away from those cast members. You're already standing at quite a distance. But are you concerned that this might be a situation where they take more and more of that personal touch away in favor of digitizing for the sake of health and safety?
I mean, for me personally, I definitely prefer online check-in, and that's what we do pretty much every time we go because it's nice to just have a text to your room, and you don't even have. I kind of don't, uh, you know, I don't really like going to the front desk, quite honestly. And yeah, you're right that you do get that first kind of personal touch when you go up to the front desk and everything, and say hello to your first cast member, but. Uh, I quite honestly would rather kind of start my vacation off and go say hi to a cast member in a park or at some at a wherever I'm trying to have fun. So personally, I like online check-in, and like especially if you're staying at a place like we've stayed at oh gosh, now that's Grand Destino a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and man, every time we go to Grand Destino, that line is just so crazy long to check in. Like, and if I started off my vacation like that, I would be kind of irritated. So I actually think it's a good thing, and especially with these times, I think it's a great thing. So I'm not mad at that, and I kind of wish that I kind of hope that they kind of do more with their app, that they make I guess they already are. They're already allowing you to buy food with the app. They're letting you make fast passes with the app. So I kind of think that that's a good change. But
Yeah, part of the idea, I guess, is to have maybe your cell phone Bluetooth equipped, open your door, even potentially in this situation. So that's how you would, you'd be sent your room number and you'd go to your door and you'd use your phone to open things up.
right,
Could,
even your magic bands, and they send you your
mhm.
magic bands ahead of time, and those magic bands are automatically connected to the room that you're given. The only time I would say it's a bad thing is if you have a problem or a question. But I'm assuming they're still going to have the front desk open for those types of inquiries.
And I also find, Katrina, that a lot of times when I'm at a Disney resort, no matter what variation of resort, value, moderate, or deluxe, there always seems to be a long line waiting for the front desk. And maybe it's just me every time I'm at a hotel on Disney property, but there always seems to be a long line of people waiting to talk to somebody. Hopefully, this will eliminate it. Are you looking forward to more of that sort of digitized approach when it comes to the hotel experience at Disney World?
I'm looking forward to it. Like Tyler said, Grand Destino. Every time we've walked in, like it's always huge, that line. Like Art of Animation, like the value resorts they always have a long line. Sometimes usually like the higher end ones are not as bad of the line, but I just get worried with like tourists and stuff that don't really know, and they can't. Usually some people pick up their magic bands at the front desk when they check in, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're excited about is that first greeting of welcome, just like let's say like the Polynesian, like welcome to the Polynesian, and then you get the lei on, and it's just like that one extra touch that makes it magical, and that's what I'm kind of sad to see go. But I think I've read that they're going to put magic bands in the room. So if you choose to get the magic bands sent to the hotel, they're going to put them in your room. But I don't know what they're going to do for people that the room's not ready and they arrive at the resort and now they have to they have to talk to somebody anyway to get their magic bands. Because they might be international or something. I don't know. And then I am curious about how they're going to be handling the magic bands when you enter into resorts. That's like another little thing in my thought. Usually when you enter in, they just want you to scan the magic band. So I wonder how they're going to do that from now on, entering into resorts.
You mean like when you're driving in?
Yeah, when you're driving into the resorts, they check your magic
won't.
band. And so
I'm assuming they wouldn't change that.
Yeah, I don't know. And then when you check in, a lot of tourists might not know you have to check in online or use your phone to even get in your room.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget that I can use my phone.
Definitely for those first-time visitors, especially, I think about them and that real struggle of. I mean, Disney World's already so overwhelming for a first-timer. Just imagine now, you're sort of forced into this digital. Hey, check in. Yeah. Hey, this is where you order your food. Hey, this is how things happen, all on a screen. And I know, our culture is going more and more that direction anyway. But Garrett, checking in digitally speaking, are you somebody that's comfortable as a former cast member? Are you comfortable with the idea of like losing that personal touch more and more?
That's a great question and a tough one. I'm okay with it for the sake of health and personal safety. It does stink that you're not going to have someone at the front desk like John, who's been there for years, and you come back every year and you see John, he remembers you and your family. I like those personal touches that we spoke about last week, how the cast members just add a little bit of extra magic. But I'm just wondering, to what degree would they move these cast members? Like, would they reduce the role of front desk, like going from 6 agents to 3?
Great point.
But I'm okay with it for the sake of health and safety. I wonder if after this whole COVID-19 epidemic is over, like maybe in 2 years, if they will go back to the old ways where you can have the option of doing in person or you can do online. I'm wondering about that. But one thing I think that's good about this is when you last visited me in Walt Disney World, I remember we walked into your resort and we saw that there was a line of 20 people waiting to check in and there were only 2 agents there. And I think online check-ins can make this a lot easier because there's always a rush after 11 p.m. for whatever reason, because everyone are taking that last flight out. So I really, really wonder how the rush at the end could be handled. I like online. I'm going to miss that little person touch though. But if it's a line of 20, I don't want to talk to people because I'll just get more annoyed as the minutes go by that I haven't been checked in by an agent, because then they're like, oh, we can't find your room. And then it's dancing around versus the computer can usually search everything instantly. So I'll miss that personal touch, but online I think can make things a little bit simpler.
Can certainly streamline things, absolutely. And, I'm somebody that, as one of those more seasoned veterans that goes to a place like Disney World, I don't need to stop at the front desk. I don't need to go through the line waiting. And there has been many times where it's been, upwards of 40 minutes at different points in the day of waiting for somebody that's available at the front desk just to check me in and just to get me sort of on my way because maybe something was wrong in terms of online check-in or it couldn't be done for some reason. So it would be nice for the sake of just removing more people out of those lobby queues. But I certainly don't want to see any cast members, lose their job or be in sort of a lesser position because of this digitization. That's always something that has to be balanced out, and definitely don't want to see that happen.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.